Welcome to the IE Faces of Business 2025 magazine conversation series. Today, I am super excited because I'm joined by the founders of Creative Solutions Marketing and Printing, Gigi Banks and Marcy Dacato. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about their background, and then we'll get into some questions and learn a little bit more about what Creative Solutions Marketing and Printing does and how you as a business owner can work with them. So let's start with you, Marcy.
Hi, Norm. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And yes, I am Marcy Dacato. I came to America from Colombia in 1987. I was born and raised there. I went to college and advertising. So I have a bachelor's in advertising from South America. When I came here, I studied I studied business administration and marketing and computer graphics. So I have a few associates on my back, and I love what I do. I have my family is all in Colombia. I'm just here alone with surrounded by friends, beautiful friends like Gigi. But my mom, my dad, my brother is in Mexico. My mom and dad in Colombia, and all my cousins, and there's people all over the world, but for the most part they are in South America. So that's why.
Okay. Marcy, how long have you been here?
Since 1987. That's what, 35 years, something like that.
Wow, that's you are full red, white, and blue American now.
Well, it's funny because my family tells me that when I go to Colombia, hey, you're more American than Colombian. But no, I am. I always say my heart belongs to America, but my soul belongs to Colombia. So I am
Okay,
I am Colombian 100%.
okay, awesome. So, Gigi, you want to give us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yes, hello. Thank you for the opportunity, Norm. So, I'm 100% Peruvian, born and raised in Peru, and I came to America in 92. So, over 30 years ago, um, I served in the Peruvian Navy for 3.5 years. So, I came to America when I was 24. I'm married to Duncan, who's British, and I have two daughters, Kimberly and Katie. So when you come to my house, there's plenty accents at the house, and that's what it makes us so different, I think. Yeah, I love what I do since I came to California. Always California. When I moved from Peru to United States, always California. I got introduced into the printing industry, so I've been in the industry for the longest time.
Okay, so can you guys share with us how did the two of you connect? You've got someone from Peru and someone from Colombia, and you share similar accents. It's just kind of ironic that the two of you connected with each other? How did you actually meet and decide that Creative Solutions is the way to go?
We met at a networking group called Team Referral Network. Uh, about what, 10 years ago, Gigi, something like
A
that.
little bit more.
More, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to the Corona club because I was living in Corona, and Gigi was going to the one in Riverside, and my Corona chapter dissolved. So we both merged, but it's a, how do you call it, category exclusive. So our categories kind of, how do you call it,
Overlapped?
overlap. Thank you. So they asked Gigi if I was allowed to join, and she said, "Well, let me have breakfast with her." And then we had breakfast. We had a nice conversation. We had a lot in common, of course, from South America, and just a lot of things in common. We loved each other, and we thought it would be okay as long as we respect uh, kind of like our categories. I was staying in the graphic design world, and she was offering promotional products and printing. So we were able to network together for a while until like 2 years later, I believe. I asked her because the economy went really bad, so my business was suffering, and I asked her if there was an opportunity at the company that she worked for for me to offer them graphic design, just outsource the graphic design. And she said, "Oh, you got to be kidding me. Our graphic designer is sick. He's been in the hospital for like 2 weeks and our jobs are piling up." So I met with the owner and she let me be there for like a week to catch up. And then after a week, it went into a month, and then 2 months, 3 months, and the guy was still at the hospital. Well, it ended up being that um, he was never able to come back. So they hired me, and I was there for 4 years. So she was being a sales rep, a salesperson, and I was the graphic designer there. And she wanted to start her business, and I said, "You know what? Been there, done that. I don't really want to do it again." And she convinced me. She said, "No, no, we should do it." Well, you know what? The company decided to eliminate the graphic design department. So I was out of work and I said, "Okay, let's do it." And it's been the best thing ever, the best thing that has happened to me. And I think it's a different story when you have a partner, when you have somebody to share the company with, and all the fights together and all. It's different than just doing it on your own. So uh, that's how we started Creative Solutions.
Okay, and Gigi, how long have you guys been together as a business? When did Creative Solutions open their door?
Very close to 8 years. So February we'll be celebrating 8 years in business together.
Wow.
Marcy's her background, like she said, graphic design, and she started in the mailing industry, and I did back in the days a lot of printing. Printing was 99%, and then apparel and then promotional products came huge. So now 95% of the business is probably promotional products.
Okay, so your core business initially was some graphic design and printing, and you've now kind of migrated into promotional products.
We serve all the different areas and departments. I really, because that's my expertise. So you talk to me about colors and papers. I love that because that's my background. But it's just how the industry is going. A lot of people is going electronically. They don't print as much. Like for example, checks. I think we have two customers who print checks, because everybody just do sell Venmo transactions online, and you don't have to do that. So some items are going away, and some items is still tangible. When you go pick up your mail, you still have advertisement, especially in this time of day with elections days away. So it's still effective, but it's not as much as promotional products.
Okay, so define for me, if you can, what do I'm going to ask kind of a three-part question. So, what do promotional products? What's the description of what those are, and how do businesses typically use those? And I
So
realize that was two questions, but
yes, I was waiting for the third one. So, promotional products is another way to market your business. Like you do social media, like you do printed, email campaigns or mail campaigns, email campaigns as well. And promotional products is just a tangible item that you give away to your customers, to your employees, to people that you're trying to become your customers. So for trade shows, when you try to expand your brand to be brand awareness, that's what promotional products are. People use them different ways. Like I mentioned, the one that I love is when people give their employees their gear, their apparel, all their tools, their tech. Your logo is everywhere because it's a good sense when you belong to a company. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. You should be very proud of your business, your brand. And the more you use your brand in your emails, in your texts, in your apparel, in your printed products or promotional, people is going to be more aware of who you are or what you do. For example, if you see the little switch for Nike, sometimes it's just a little logo, doesn't say Nike underneath, and you know it's Nike. Or you see the little red circle, the two circles, and you know it's Target. So they don't have to say who they are, just with the logo or the branding. People knows what they do, and that's what
Okay.
is big.
Okay. So, can you describe what's an ideal client for you? What is a typical and or what is an ideal client for you to take advantage of the promotional products?
Yeah, the ideal customer is the person who truly believe in their own brand and they want to promote it. Because I know a small business. We're a small business. We understand you have to put budgets aside. Everybody's hustling every day. But it's so important, the same way that you do payroll, the same way that you pay your expenses, is to have money aside for marketing. So the person who truly believes in that area, and marketing, like I said, is different. Is social media, is mailing campaign or emailing campaign, your apparel. When you really believe in that, that's the ideal customer. It can be small or big. We cater a lot to big organizations here in Riverside, like the school district, different universities, because they really project their brand. They advertise it. They advertise it to all the students, and you see the students with so many different um, gadgets with their school brand, and we love it. You see Starbucks with Starbucks cup and the logo, and people just love that belonging.
So, when it comes to the kind of clients that you just described that you work with, those are you mentioned it can be small or large organizations, but like universities and so forth, those are large organizations, and they've got marketing departments and all the folks that kind of help them spend that marketing budget on the various ways they can spend it. The question I have is when you come across a business owner, a small business owner, medium business owner, whatever the case may be, when you come across someone that isn't using promotional products to enhance their brand, because they don't necessarily get it, right? They don't necessarily understand the impact that a promotional product can have. How do you address someone like that? What does that conversation look like?
Right. Do you want to answer?
No, 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 no. Those are the customer we love the most. But Marcy will answer.
Well, why do you love them the most?
Because we love when someone doesn't know, so we can guide them, so they can see the transformation, the effect. From Marcy is very creative, from creating the logo, their branding, and then guiding them. Like I said before, it's all budget driven, so you don't have to do everything right now. We can project it to the year, to 2 years, and that process, we just love it. Big organizations, like you said, already have it. That's what they're big organizations. They've been in business for a long time. But when
Yep.
someone starts, we really enjoy that part. So Marcy, continue.
Branding, it's a tricky concept because people think that their logo is their brand, and that's just a one tiny little portion of their brand. When you have your logo, when you put all these um, concept in that little symbol or font or whatever that you're using, there is a lot that has to carry on with it. It has to carry the whole company concept, the whole belief, the whole what's their why. And I have been talking to you guys about the why. So when somebody comes and they don't really know, let's say, you know what, I know I need something because I'm going to a trade show, I'm going to a mixer, and I have a booth, and I need to hand out something. That should not be the reason why people use our services or get us to buy promotional products for them. we want to know, okay, if you're, let's say, and if you're an engineer, and engineers are kind of tough because they're more logic and not so creative. So when you're an engineer and you got to talk to a whole bunch of people that approach your table, how do you talk about your business? What do you ask? What is it that you're saying so they will use your service or call you later, or so these little items, believe it or not, it's what sometimes will make you memorable. Yes, you are talking, you have a concept, you're talking to somebody, and then you give them a gift. A gift is an idea that people, they might have 1,000 of those little things, but when you're giving them that gift, they get it like, oh my gosh, I got something for free. And that for free thing, and if it's related to your industry, it kind of carries that concept or that whole um industry thought. And then they put it at their desk, they put it at the kitchen, they put it at the nightstand, whatever it is that the item is for, because it should be useful. They are going to later see it and see it. I have something for RUSD, and I see it and I see it and I see it, and I know who they are. I know what this little symbol is. I use it. It's at my desk and I use it all the time. So when you give something like that people keep on using subliminally, they see that name over and over and over. In my last 2 years, 3 years, that's my last 6 months, it might last for a long time, and might even carry it on, because I have two, and I give one to my brother or my uncle or some, and it just carries on, or it stays at somebody's office on the shelf and people use it. So it's that carry on and that long shelf life that is going to be very effective for a company's marketing. When you use any other media, it might not be that long. When your magazines have a long shelf, they stayed at somebody's table or desk or something for a long time. A promotional item, people use it even more because it's useful. I mean, excuse the redundancy, but it's useful. So that's kind of like the whole concept of a promotional item. And that's, like you said, when we have somebody that they don't really know, it's very exciting to see the transformation. We call our concept a metamorphosis, and we use that word several times in our marketing, because when we started the company, we created this, we put this butterfly in our logo, and the butterfly for us, it symbolizes that metamorphosis of us changing from our careers that were already successful, but when we started together, we kind of blew into a beautiful butterfly that it took off, and it just keeps on growing and growing. And also that metamorphosis symbolizes what we do for the customer. We change their marketing from being, I'm going to use the word average, to something that is going to stand out and make them stand out in front of the competition.
Okay, so I get it then. If I'm if I'm new to the concept of promotional marketing and the pieces or the collateral that one uses for that, I think it's great that you offer them an opportunity to kind of be walked through the process and begin to understand what the possibilities are, what the different uses are, and so forth. Do you find yourself in on occasion, when a potential customer or a business owner contacts you, they may have a really concrete idea of what they think they need. My guess is that very often, or at least some of the time, that idea may be 2 steps down the road already, or there's other things they should do. So, from an advice standpoint, from a consultative standpoint, are you comfortable in telling someone, love the idea of doing a hat, but you're doing nothing in promotional marketing now, and maybe it should start this way, or maybe a hat is something you do later, or maybe you do the hat for the employees and not for, are you okay? Is that something that you guys do as well?
Absolutely. Promotional products. I mean, I'm to put that as an example. It's a budget-driven marketing. So when somebody comes and tell us, believe me, many customers, they already come with what they want because they have a marketing team behind them, and they tell them, they just come and say, okay, this is what we want. We want this many of it. We want it for this date, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes it's challenging because we got to find the exact item. And Gigi loves to get her Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass and start looking for the exact item until she finds it. But if we have the opportunity to advise them or to let them tell them how to use this, we start with, okay, so you have an event, or you have this marketing campaign, and you want to spend it the most effective way. You want to spend your budget the most effective way. So if you print 1,000 pens, you have money for 1,000 pens to hand out at a trade show. Keep at the bottom of your desk something a lot nicer, something that it's a little bit more valuable in dollar signs, that when somebody comes to your table and they really show an interest for what you have to say, and you guys make an appointment or something a little bit more closer to being a customer, you hand them out that, and that's going to make it very impactful, because they said, I'm not just anybody. I got this nicer thing, and I'm going to really call this lady because we connected. And we connected verbally, but I will remember this little, I don't know, a little technology gadget or whatever you have underneath too. So it's just yes, we do advise them to use the things differently depending who they're talking to, who their target audience, and where is it that they're going to be using it.
Okay, so when it comes to having those kind of conversations with customers, and they it sounds like what I'm hearing is that there are different levels of experience or involvement that the client may have, right? Some that we've already kind of talked about may already have their own internal team in place. But there are others in terms of marketing, but there are others who may have somebody that has designed a logo for them through one of the services like Fiverr, and they've got a brochure that was designed by somebody else, and they had the idea that, you know what, it'd be great, because I'm holding something in my hand that's promotional, or I've seen something promotional or read about the benefits of promotional materials. How do they you know, you're going to have to work with potentially lots of different or a few different folks that have done things for them. So what is that like for you, as opposed to a large university that's going to send you the logo and send you the brand atlas with all the different colors and so forth, and so what's that like in terms of working with smaller businesses that may have that kind of spread out amongst many people that you might have to engage with to put something together for them?
Day and night. I'll let Gigi talk in a minute, but I'll explain something. Um, of course, a larger entity, they have a logo already designed, very established. They know what the rules of a logo are, that they should work, the logo should work on one ink or CMYK or PMS, it should be, or even RGB. So the logo should work on whatever surface, whatever media, whatever, it should work fine. When you deal with a small customer, somebody that might have just been in business for a few months or so, and somebody created something in Canva or in whatever, and it just comes to us in a way that we cannot work with, especially for promotional products. Promotional products, for the majority, they want us to use that one color. I mean, if you use 2 or 3 colors, it's going to be a lot more expensive. So we try to use a one color logo or imprint when it comes to promotional products. So we got to make sure that that logo works fine, that it's understandable, that it doesn't get just the ink runs together with the letters because it's too small or too close or whatever. So we have many times we have to adjust it, and we are kind of like in that situation right now with a customer, and they don't want us to change it because they like their logo, and it doesn't, they have gradients, they have shadows, they have, so we got to disappear all that all those details. But and I adjusted it, and they said no, we want our logo. So we got to go back and do the best we could with what we have. But what's important, I mean, that's very important, but what's important, we try to keep the company, the business branding intact. We want, there is a saying in our industry, and I'm going to clean it out, is junk comes in, junk goes out, right? I did clean it out very well.
Yes. I think most of us know exactly what you're saying.
Exactly. So if I get a PNG, a JPEG, something very low resolution, we would not go to production until that logo is vectorized or very crisp or very clear. So it doesn't matter if we're printing a pin or a large banner, it's going to look intact. We want to know that the colors, if they don't have PMS colors, sometimes they don't even know what that means. We want to match visually what they have to where the media, whatever is going to be printed at. So it's very important for us to know that the customer maintains their branding through all the media, through all the surfaces intact. So that's what we promise the customer.
So, have you ever found yourself in a position where you're in the early stages of working with a new client, um, and they insist, using the example that you just gave, they insist that we're going to use the logo that we've provided you with, even though it does have multiple colors and multiple gradients, and they want to apply it onto a particular promotional product, where you just know, at your core, that based on your experience, they're going to receive that product, and at the end, they're going to be unhappy with that. Would you rather, if you cannot convince them to do it all one color, for example, do you are you willing to walk away from a client like that, or um, is it more about just getting them to understand that they're going to be dissatisfied with the end result? Because I'm guessing when they receive that, when they get those bottles or bags or whatever it is that's been emblazoned with their multicolor gradient logo, they're going to be unhappy, and they're going to point the finger back at you and say, "Well, this is your fault." So, do you try as hard as you can, then just walk away, or are you willing? Do you do it for them, knowing they'll be dissatisfied? How do you navigate those kind of waters?
They're different. Thank God for the variety, the technology, the different machinery nowadays that we are able to offer. I mean, we don't have machinery. We have thousands and thousands of vendors, and there's different techniques that we can offer to give the customer choices. If they insist on using those gradients, those shadows, or something, so we tell them, let's say we're doing apparel, we tell them, we gotta go direct to garment as opposed to silk screen. Just one tiny little example. Or if we're doing a promotional products, there are promotional products where you could print CMYK full color. So we will recommend use these promotional products. We can do that, or we could do a microfiber to clean the glasses, or to clean your technology stuff. And those you could print full color. So there are different things that we can offer if they insist on using their logo the way it is. If they
Okay.
want, if that, I guess that's the option we will give them. But we will tell them, if you want something like this, it's not going to happen. It's not going to look good. So
Okay.
instead, you could use this product and it will look the way that you want it to look.
Okay. So you're not going to, Gigi, for example, you're not going to let somebody walk out or complete an order for something that just looks atrocious.
Yeah, no, no. And going to the point is, even we ask for a pre-production sample. I ask my vendors to send me a picture of it, how it's gonna look. And even the factories that we deal with, they're not gonna do something that they know is gonna come back the same way. So no, like Marcy said, we'll guide them to different items. We'll show them the different of printing one color. And a lot of time, going back a little bit with when you say when we receive, or these days with Canva or these different apps that you can download, people think they're graphic designers and they want you to print exactly how it is, or that you get different pieces, like let's say for a postcard, a flyer, and then the business card, and everything looks different, fonts, different colors. So the first thing we want them to agree is, let's pick a color, let's pick a font, let's pick a look, and then from that look we'll continue, because it's gonna be better than this time you print your logo in green and next time in blue and next time in purple, or the fonts are completely different. That's no branding. So we'll guide them a lot. And a lot of people want the best for their own business. I mean, we're not charging for the service. It's just, we just give them the advice because of our experience. And we just give them the examples like I gave you, big organizations, you see the branding going. It's good when you want to grow, and every so often, if you see Coca-Cola, how they change the logo through the years, that's great. Every 10 years, every 5 years, that's great that you progress. It's the same thing with your clothes, your hair color, your hair, your cars. We change, we upgrade. That's okay, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna the look of your whole marketing, that could be printed promotion, is gonna look bad when you put it on the table together.
Okay. Okay. So, how to ask this question? So, the you mentioned, Marcy, Canva, and there are more than a handful of applications available today that people write from their phones or through their computers, are capable of creating their own material, right? Their own design, their own logos, and so forth. There are also then, if I did that, I could, in theory, take my newly designed logo that I built in Canva, and I can send it off to one of the many competitors to you out there, like Vistaprint or 4imprint, or I don't know. There's probably many, many more that you probably hear on a regular basis.
Sure.
So, what is the distinction? What is the benefit of using a local provider to help create and actually carry out the printing or preparation of these promotional materials versus going to a Vistaprint? Is there an advantage to that?
The first advantage is that when things go right, they go right. If you order something, it's like you go to Amazon, you order, next day it's at your door, beautiful. When you go to any of these online services, it's same thing. But if things go wrong, it's just trying to talk to a person afterwards to fix that problem is what's challenging. So with us, we are responsible for, if something goes wrong, we're totally responsible for it. If we got to pay for the whole job, we pay for the whole job, but we want to make sure that the customer is happy, and that, again, that we protect that branding at whatever cost. So I mean, of course, you're supporting a local company, and you're supporting and you're supporting your economy, your community, whatever you want to put it. But I have an example, and I had it for a long time. I don't have it with me anymore, but I went to a networking group once, and they told me, look at this piece, and look at the piece that you printed for me. This postcard had black on the background. When this person uploaded to, I believe it was Vistaprint, they didn't know that black, if you use 100% black, is going to look off black. When you're printing on CMYKs using all the inks and your cartridges and your laser, your printer, the big printers, whatever the case is, you have to use something called rich black, and it's a combination of all the toners in order for it to look rich, to look very, very black. So when I printed the postcards, and they look so beautiful with this nice black, and she was able to compare with the Vistaprint, which it was not what she wanted, then she realized, you know what, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to give it to somebody who knows what she's doing. Because if you're a graphic designer and you know how to prepare your art, do whatever, upload it, whatever, and you know that you're going to get the right things. You're going to give them crop marks, bleeds, and all that, and it's going to come out exactly. But if you don't know, you better give it to somebody like us, and we will make sure that it comes out with the results that you're expecting. And what you see many times, what you see on the screen is not the same thing that you see on paper or on cloths or on whatever surface. So we know those things, and we know we need to make sure that the results are 100% satisfactory.
Yeah, I get that. I have two personal experiences with that. One is I print magazines, and the company that I use, my printing company, they have monitors on their desk to look at the images of each page and the colors and all of that. Those monitors are thousands and thousands of dollars, so they can actually on the screen see what the real color looks like. I did use once long ago a online printing service to take the logo that I created and put it on a hat. And it's one of the big ones. And they printed, I think I had 10 hats done. And it was printed on. So when I received them, the hats, it was as though they used ink cartridges that were almost out of ink. The colors weren't crisp. They were, it was clearly a less than perfect job, if you will. And the response from them was, sorry, this is what you provided us. This is our process. This is what you get. And I found that to be very disappointing. So, and in full disclosure to the audience, I have used Creative Solutions Marketing and Printing in the past, and get so many compliments on the apparel and logos and other things. So I just want to say that out loud, because I think it's super important that it's better to spend a few extra dollars, which doesn't have to be the case. But just because you see an advertisement or you see a promotion on a website to have something done for you in print form, the last thing you want to do is have something that is even a little bit subpar and hand that to a potential prospect or to an employee. I mean, what does it say about your organization if you're providing them with something that is supposed to build a sense of belonging, if it's an employee, and feeling proud about the organization they work with, if it's a subpar kind of piece. So I completely get that, and I love your approach to that. In terms of, so you started with printing, promotional products is your core business. I love that. Is there anything else that you do? I want to give you a chance to talk about anything else that you may offer. You talked about modifying logos, but do you design logos? Are there, what do you feel confident and strong in terms of what other services you offer?
Um, we can help you from the beginning to the end. So we can create logos. And talking about just a little bit back about when you said when the customers gave you the logos that they created on Canva or someplace else, or a lot of times they say, "Oh, I have my logo," and they send you a PNG. 99% of the time we have to recreate them. So Marcy recreates the logo. So we're good at recreating, make sure we have a vector file. We're good at creating, of course, designing stuff to look for you. We also do marketing campaigns, tangible marketing campaigns. We can do the EDDM campaigns. We also, beside the promotion of products, one of the lines that we do a lot is easy apps, tablecloth, feather, flags for your exposure when you do a show, or we have a few dealerships and they order all these easy apps, the step and repeat. So when you get your new car, you take a selfie with the logo and all that, or when you go to a fundraising, they're normally there. So we do so much, Norm, that is crazy. I mean, we can do stamps, name badges, we do checks, we do labels, we do anything and everything that you can imagine. Also, if you need to do window graphics, you want to do a vehicle wrap, we have a great installer that he comes and installs. Amazing. I mean, he's very into detail. So I don't want to tell you we're one-stop shop, but we are. We can help you in a lot of different areas for your business.
You
And
just did tell me you're a one-stop shop.
yes,
Yeah.
and we have the experience and the connections, and the beautiful part of that is, like Marcy said, is you have our cell phones, you know where we live, and it's easy solution to your problems. I mean, I have people text me, email me, call me when they want something, and we're here to help in any way we can. So, of course, website design is endless the stuff that we can help you with.
So it sounds like, if I repeat back to you what you just said to me, it sounds like if it's going to be customer facing, internal, employee facing, whatever it is that I need from a creative standpoint, I should probably check with you guys first
Yes.
before looking elsewhere or looking at other options, or creating a PNG, which is a file format, a PNG logo in Canva that's
Ah,
not transparent or vectorized.
yes. One thing I forgot to mention is
Yes.
we're very proud that we do certifications with the state. So we're certified as the small woman minority. No, it's small business, women on minority. And we get a lot of business from different organizations. Like today, I just got my okay to do 1,000 costume bags for the Division of Workers' Compensation. So we do for the police department, for the prison, from different state or government entities. So we're very
Okay.
proud of that. Not many people have those accreditations.
That's awesome. So I just heard you say, from big to small, you do it all.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah,
we
just
love we love our small business. They have the same treatment because they one day they're gonna be big, and that's what we truly believe in that. One day they're gonna be big.
okay. Okay, well, I will trade you a hat one day for that slogan that I just gave you. Okay, so let me just ask one more question then. Two more actually. Uh, the with my magazines, for example, the IE Business Edge magazine and my Faces of magazines, Faces of Business, Faces of Riverside. Um, I created those because I wanted to help small businesses um, learn, grow, collaborate, and just learn how to do more and better business ultimately. And so everything that I do kind of comes through that vision. or that idea in terms of what my expectation is that I deliver, whether it's in content or look and feel or whatever the case may be. And that's kind of my mission. That's my vision for the company. Do you guys have do you have your own vision? Do you have your own mission statement, if you will, or motto, or something that you apply that you really think about every time you pick up the phone and talk to a new client?
Marcy.
The dogs are on something, so I'm going to let you talk, Gigi.
Yes, we do. I don't have it in front of me, but just out of my heart,
That's what I'm asking.
yes, out of my heart, because we have some written down. Out of my heart is, if the customer looks good, we're gonna look good. If the customer is very proud of what they're giving away, just make us happy. So we always try to find the best quality item for the budget that they have. We don't look for cheap items, we look for inexpensive items. I don't
Oh, I
want
love
to
that.
just sell you a pen that is going to fall apart. um, and if it fall apart, if it's a manufacturing problem, you call me, I'll make sure you'll get new ones, because we back up our vendors. I don't deal with just anybody from the internet. It's a whole network that we belong organization, that is for promotional products, and it's huge. So we know the factories that they're great quality, responsive, a lot of in here in California, and that's what again we like to support. And if you have requirements that you want made in America, because it's a reality, a lot of stuff comes from overseas, gets decorated here, but we have factories that they do from scratch promotional products. One of the ones I love very dearly is here in Garden Grove. They do plastic water bottles from little pebbles, and you see them coming into the machine. They form the bottles, they imprint, and you ship. So every bottle is fresh made to you. They're not sitting on the shelf waiting to be sold. So things like that, when we go to factory tours, we're very excited because we can tell back to the customer, and customer love that they helping local economy, especially how the world is. When you buy online, you don't know who you're supporting, and we're very competitive. We're very, very competitive, and we're always looking for quality.
Yeah, the
Excellent.
four words that she was looking for, that was quality, efficiency, reliability, and creativity. That's what we want to always maintain in our mission and when we treat a customer.
Excellent. Okay, so I just want to clarify one thing. In terms of, if I'm a business owner in Temecula or Palm Springs or Rancho Cucamonga or Corona Riverside, you have no issues working with companies anywhere in the Inland Empire?
No, we have even
Not only,
customers outside the
yeah,
state.
right. Not only Inland Empire, we cover, of course, that's our core, but we cover entire United States, because the chain of suppliers that we deal with, they will ship anywhere in the U.S. and the countries that are neighbor to us. So I mean, you don't. It doesn't matter where you are. We can serve you.
Excellent.
Some of them will serve faster than others because of shipping, but for the most part, if we have the time, it depends when they need it. Then we will go to the different providers that will be supplying us with the speed that we need to.
Okay. Okay, so do you feel like I have effectively covered an overview of what Creative Solutions Marketing and Printing is all about?
I
Because I
believe
want to make
so.
sure you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, the only thing we didn't talk this time was that we truly build a big believers on giving back. We both
Oh,
are Soroptimist, and Soroptimist International is a big nonprofit organization that we help women financially to pursue education to be financially independent. So we're big on that. We're one of the few nonprofit organizations that has a vote in the United Nations. We help women that have struggle in life and that want to do better for themselves. So Marcy's been a member for over 20 years. I've been a member for over 10. We both past president for our chapter, and we're Soroptimist International of Corona. And Corona is being established, I think, 77 years already. The whole organization, 103. And we have Soroptimist in 112 countries, over 50,000 members. It's a huge organization that we serve. I've been in the board since I started, and I love to give back like that
Oh,
and other nonprofits. But Soroptim is our main organization that we
well,
both
that is super
volunteer.
important. Yeah, thank you for that contribution back to the community. I think many of us, as small business owners, since we work within the community, begin to develop relationships. The opportunity to support organizations like this Optimist is something I think we consider to be very important to us. So I think that's awesome. Okay, so having said all of that, firstly, I want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me. It was very important to have a chance because you're featured in the magazine, but I wanted to have folks to get a chance to meet you personally and through this process. And if people want to get a hold of you, I'll be putting all of your contact information in the description of the video, including your website and access to phone numbers and emails, so they can reach out to you directly. And it's been an honor. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Norm. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you.